a CSV file in the sense, okay, and try to push it to another file with a different name. Okay, are you able to get my use case? We will try to read an employee's CSV file, maybe. Okay, for example, employee CSV file. We will try to read that file. We will push it to another file. Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah. So basically, we can do it in multiple ways. One is uploading it to Snaplogic, which will be a local for Snaplogic, and upload the file there, and then use it for the further processing. But generally, in customer environments, what will happen is the file will reside in some other environment, like SFTPs and FTPs they call. Okay. FTP is nothing but file transfer protocol, and SFTP is secured file transfer protocol. So what they will do is they will keep this file, the file that I'm talking about, employees.csv file maybe, okay, in a secured or a FTP location. From there, we have to read generally. I mean, that is the general customer's use case. And what we need to do in that case is we have to create the account for that and then access that location. But if we upload a file into the Snaplogic instance within the Snaplogic, we don't require any account for that, as it is directly local for that Snaplogic pipeline. Once you upload that file to the Snaplogic, you'll be able to access without an account. Okay. So for our use cases and the use cases going forward also, we will not be creating most of the accounts because we will not have access to most of the things. What we will do is we will try and upload a file to the Snaplogic, and we will try to apply the basic business rules, or maybe we can define, or we will define, or I will come up with few business rules where we can play around with the data. Okay. Now the use case is we will try to push the employees or read the employees data, okay, from a file and push it to another file with a different file name. That's it. We are not doing any changes on the data. We will just try and read the file and then push it to the external or this some different file. Okay. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Let me know if you can see. Can someone confirm if anyone can see this?
Yes. Yes. Got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So as a basic step, what I will do is first I will go and rename my pipeline. So that will be the first step for me. And the second step would be, where should I keep my pipeline? In which project do I need to keep my pipeline? Okay. So I will create this project in the sample POC project. Okay. I will make my pipeline name as write CSV file to another CSV file. Okay. Save it. So I have created a pipeline with this in this project space. Okay, this is my pipeline. I will not, I mean, yeah, we don't require to worry about anything about this. So just see this. This is the pipeline that we are doing. Okay. As a first step, so can someone tell me what will be the source for my use case?
Yeah. File.
File
Oh,
reader. File reading.
yeah. And what will be the destination of my pipeline?
Same will be file. File will be destination.
Yep, perfect. So if we understand what is source and destination, that so we have also discussed about the the requirement gathering, correct? So we understood that we don't require any accounts because we are gonna upload our pipeline or the file to our pipeline directly, right? That is the first thing. And we are able to understand that as per the use case, the source and destinations are file, correct? And what is the type of the file that I'm talking about here? It's a CSV file, and I have named it accordingly. Okay. Now, what I will do is, I will just search for my file reader. I will drag it here. Okay. As a first step. What I will do, I will also do is, I will go to my user settings, and I don't want these snap recommendations. I will just uncheck it. That's how I basically do. We don't need to worry about anything. That's how I basically do. That's my coding style. So if you require, you can keep it. Otherwise, you don't need to. So if I validate it now, what it will give me? It will just fail, right? So what I will do is, I will upload a file for this reason. Okay, to have it here. So there are two ways that we can upload a file. One is directly from the manager. I mean, directly from the designer, and to the from the manager. So from the designer, how will I do is, open this snap. There will be this cloud, or pile of plate symbol. Pile of plate symbol. We will just click on this. It will just take you here. If there is a file here already, it will show us. If not, it will give you an option to upload a file. Upload a file from my local instance. I will click on this. So it will go to my downloads, and where will it be? Let me just take a look. Yeah, this is my file. Okay, open it. So what it will do is, it has uploaded that file to the Snaplogic instance. See, it has already given me the name already. This is the name that I have kept it for the CSV file. Okay, and it has already given me that name. So once I upload that, it will already upload. I mean, if we upload that file, it will already give you the name directly in this. You don't require to put anything. If you are uploading that file, it will directly give you the file name. Okay, we don't require the account. We will keep it empty. We will not change anything on the error or views info. We will give some, I mean, views section. We will give some info to this. Read the employees CSV file. Okay. So what I have done, I have uploaded the file, and I have changed the info of this file, and the other settings I don't need to worry about. Okay. We will just take a look at this in further sessions if we require. For now, we don't require anything, and don't worry anything about it. Even the advanced properties also, don't worry about anything. I will let you know. And the other options other than this file, the other option that we need to worry about is this snap execution. There will be three types basically. If I kept it to disabled and save it, okay, the file, I mean, the snap will automatically disable, and it will give you the stop mark, and this snap will not execute at all. So if I validate it now, okay, you can see it will complete automatically. Okay, but can you see any action on this? No. Why? Because we have stopped the execution by keeping the snap disabled. So when you keep it disabled, it will not execute, or it will not perform any action. That's the purpose of disabled option here. The next option is execute only. If I keep execute only and save this, in this case, the validate option will not work. The only option will work is execute. So this one is execute option, this one is validate option. Okay, so if I click the validate, see, it has turned light green, but did it give me any output here? Output in the sense, the dark green color thing, did it give me? No, because we have kept the setting here is that only give me the result when I execute. During the execution itself, give me the result. Otherwise, don't give me anything. The third option is validate and execute. So give me the result during the validation as well as execution. So if I validate it now, what it will do is it will provide me the result. See, can you see the result here? Okay.
Yes, sir.
This is
Yes, sir.
some basic information of the. Does anyone has any question? Okay. So this is the metadata information of the file. Okay. The content type, date, server. This Snaplogic instance is hosted on Amazon S3. So the file will is also coming from Amazon S3, for example. So that's where it is saying Amazon S3. So likewise, the other informations like dates and whether it is executed and what else, the paths, who is the owner and everything. These all the metadata information of a file. The metadata that I am talking about to connect to the external system is different. This metadata is related to the file. Okay. Every other object will have a metadata. Here, file is an object. File will also have a metadata. Likewise, Snaplogic connecting to the external system will also have different metadata. That is something different. Like username and password, that is different. Then this metadata is different. Okay, don't get confused because I am speaking about metadata in multiple cases. Okay, dates and times and everything that you can see. So one thing we need to understand is it has given me the result. So the second option after this is, so as I said, I am unable to see any result here, right? If you can see, there are some records that I have kept in the file, but as an output that I am unable to see. It's because the output of this snap is binary. Binary in the sense you won't be able to see the actual file data, right? The information will be in ones and zeros, and that will not provide it here. They will not provide anything here. But what if I need to see the data? Okay, what if I need to see the data? Before going to that, I told you that there is another option to upload the file, right? I said we can do it from manager, and the second option is to go and designer, and second option is to go and upload it in the manager. What I will do is come to manager, projects. Okay, where is my project? This one, sample POC. Go to files. This is the file that I have already uploaded. See, you can see it here. I have uploaded this file, and this is the size of the file. Who has updated it? When did I do it? Created by updated. Created it. Updated by updated it. Okay, what I will do is, for now, I will just delete this file. What I will do is I will re-upload. Click on plus. I have to come to the files section to upload. Click on plus. There will be this choose files. Choose my file. Open. Upload. Done. It has uploaded now. What I have to do is go to this snap again, then reconnect to that file again. Click on this save. Okay. As I have deleted that file, the instance will lose the object information. What we have to do is we have to click on this pile of files symbol, click on this, and then once I have uploaded there, the file I will be able to see it here with the path and what is the size and when I have modified it. Click on this, save it. Okay, you can see the preview of the file also here. If you can see, there is this option after this pile of plates symbol, there is this option. If I can click that, there here it is giving me some high level preview, right? High level preview of the data. Okay, if I want to see the preview of the file, I can click on this. There it is giving me the high level preview of the file. If I have to upload, I have to click on this next button. Okay, Now we are able to understand there are two ways to upload a file. One is from Snaplogic Designer and Manager. Once we upload it, the file name will be coming here, and the snap execution which have to be put in what scenario, and we are not touching anything on the views. We have given some info, and the account is not required because we are reading the file from the Snaplogic itself. So once I validate it, I'm able to see the result at the output. Now to see the the binary output to the document output. Document in the sense whatever the data that I'm able to see in the file should be coming here. So for that we need to use the parser. Parser is to convert the binary data to the documented data. Okay, so I am using a CSV file. So then I need a CSV parser. Where can I see the CSV parser? Here. Just get that snap and link it here. It will automatically link, and this is how it looks. So now if I go and validate, what it will provide me is, it will, just a second. So now I have validated the file, the sequence. Now it has given me some result. So you may get confused that without giving any settings information, or without changing any setting information, why it has, why it is able to give me some output. The only thing is Snaplogic by default will put you some basic details that are required. Okay, so it will give us the output. So this is the output that we have, or the information that we have in the file. So here if you see this output, can you see all those records? We are not able to see those records because this is in binary format. So if we want to see the documented format, documented in the sense, in this way we have to use the parser to convert this file into the documented format, which means the diamond shape into the circles. So in that case you will be able to see the records like this. So these are the columns that I have within the file: employee ID, first name, last name, email, phone number, hire date, job ID, salary, commission, some column, random column, manager ID, department ID, which means that employee, who is the manager of that employee, and what is his department. So like this, I have taken some sample file. That's it. Don't give attention to the data. It's just a sample file we are working towards. Okay. Now I said these are the default settings that has been given. So there is this few fields that are mandatory. If you can see, the delimiter is star. The delimiter in the sense the separator between the columns. Okay. Now the separator here that we have given is comma. Okay. Why? Because the file contains, if I go and see the preview, can you see that file, the columns are separated with commas? Can you see after employee, the data is separated by comma, right? This is called a delimiter. Okay. So in the CSV formatter, we were able to see the result successfully because the delimiter is comma. The delimiter could be pipe, could be hyphen, could be exclamation, anything. It depends on the file. But for example, in our file, the delimiter is comma. So we have given the expected delimiter so that we will be able to see that data in a documented format. Okay. Escape character, don't worry about it. When time comes, we'll let you know. For now, this is the default setting that has been given. The other thing which is mandatory here is skip lines. Skip lines in the sense, let's say there are 50 records. This Snap has given us the option that, let's say, if I want to skip 5 lines, first 5 lines or first 10 lines, okay, there I can provide the data or number of records that I want to skip from the input. Basically, we won't skip because we need every record from that file. We don't want to skip anything. Make sense? So that's where we default, by default, it will be the value of 0. Let's say in some scenarios, you will be able to see the header in first 3 columns. So what you will do is you will just keep 3 so that first 3 lines will be skipped and the next lines will be coming. Like, from 4th record, you will get the data. Make sense? So by default, the option will be 0. And the other thing is contain headers. What it means is, let's say from your source file, let me just validate and show you. From your source file, there is a header record. Header in the sense, the top level column. So let me show you that. So what does I mean by header? Header is nothing but the first column here. So the actual data is in from the second record. What is the header? This is the header column. Okay. The names or columns representing the actual data is nothing but a header. Okay. Line 1 is header. From line 2, there comes the actual data. So just remember that first line, 99% of the times a file will have only one header. But in some rare scenarios, there will be multiple headers also, but the format will be different. But for now, for the use cases that we are going to do, we will be having one header column. Okay, that will be the first record of the file. The next records will be the actual data of the customer. Make sense? So here comes the option whether the file that we are using contains headers or not. If the file contains header, I will click so that this snap CSV parser snap will consider records from line 2. In the sense, the outputs, if you can see the data is coming from this column, the line 2 column. Let's say if I click uncheck this, I mean the data is from the first column itself. If I specify something like this, what will happen? Just see the result. You will be able to understand. So if I uncheck that, see, this has become the first record now. Earlier, 198 is the first record. Now, the columns that we are generally speaking has become the data, and Snaplogic by default has given some column names, default column names like field 001, 002, 003. Okay, in our requirement gatherings, we need to understand whether the file will have the column or not. If the file have columns, you have to check this, then only you will be able to see the right data. If you uncheck that, the data will not be in a correct format and you will get failures. So now you see that field 001, 002 has gone because we have checked that, and the snap itself is considering the first record as a column, so that these are highlighted in dark or dark shaded, light shaded blue color, and the actual data is in black color. Okay, make sense? Make sense? And the other thing that we have to worry about is ignore empty data. So this checkbox has checked, right? This means that if the input does not have any data or an empty input has been given, the snap will provide you the data. Let's say if it is not checked, okay, the snap will give you the output anytime. If it is checked, the snap will not give you the result if the input does not have any data. Let's say if this is an empty file, the data will be empty. So in that case, ignore empty data is checked. Then you will not see any output. I will show you that use case as well. I mean, going further, but try and understand that the ignore empty data works like this. Key, when I have checked this, it means I told this snap that whenever there is an empty data coming up from upstream, in the sense from the previous snap, don't give me any result. Ignore that result completely if it is empty. If it is not empty, give me the result. If I uncheck this, give me the result even if it is empty or not. Even the input of this previous snap is empty or not. Don't bother about anything, give me the result. If I check this, give me the results if and only if my input has some data. Make sense? This validate and execute, these execution options we have already discussed, and you will be seeing this option in every snap. Okay. For now, just remember about this delimiter, skip lines, contains headers, ignore empty data, and this snap execution. And okay, the other thing that we need to look at is code character. The code character is nothing but whether the data within the file is quoted in a single quotes or double quotes or any code characters are mentioned. Okay. If you see our actual file, okay, if I validate this, if I go to the snap, if I click on this, do you see our file is being enclosed in a double quotes? Employee ID, first name, last name? No, the data is not enclosed in a double quotes. I will show you that example also in future. Is not enclosed in double quotes. So I don't require to keep this double quotes. There is no quotes between my fields. So just a second. Something has happened. Just a second. So I have removed this, and this is not a mandatory field, but you do not or you cannot remove the fields if they are mandatory or marked as star. Okay, I have removed that, and it will not change or it will not have any impact on the data. You will be able to see it correctly because my input data does not have the double quotes or the fields enclosed within double quotes. Okay, so as this is not the mandatory field, my Snaplogic snap or this pipeline, what it will do is it will check for this field, and if it is empty, it will not do anything. If I put double quotes here or single quotes, it will try and check with my file and see if the data is single quoted, or the columns are in single quotes or not. Okay. If yes, it will just divide it accordingly. If not, it will just give me the results as it is. As that is not the mandatory field, it will not have any impact if the code character is not mentioned. You can mention anything, but it will be useful when the file will have some code character. Okay, and only one character can be specified here. I cannot mention pipe, comma, semicolon. No, only one character can be specified here. Either pipe I have to give, either semicolon I have to give, either column I have to give, or quotes I have to give. Any character which is acting as a delimiter from my source file has to be provided here. For my use case, the delimiter is comma, and I don't require this because I don't have any code character specified in my file. Make sense? So just remember about these points, the 5 things: code character, delimiter, skip lines, contain headers, ignore empty data, and snap execution. Remember these properties and work around. Okay. Now I will not change any input. Okay. Now I will change the info. Parse the contents from binary to document. Okay. I can, one more thing what we can do is we can rename the label also from of a file. Read CSV file. So if I rename this label, so now earlier it used to be file reader, right? Once I rename and change it, read CSV file. Can you see it has changed? Now the previous name it is giving us in the brackets, but now we have changed this snap name to read CSV file. Now I will change this as well. Parse CSV. So it is suggested that we have to change or replace the names according to the snap need. Okay, once we have copied, okay, that is the actual, basically basic format that we, or basic standard that we follow within Snaplogic. Don't give the actual names that we have with the file with the snap. Rename it according to your purpose. If you are using file reader, and rename this label accordingly, which file are you trying to read? Okay, so that once you see this snap, you will directly understand. You don't require to open this file and see. You will directly understand that okay, I'm trying to read a CSV file using this snap. Okay, if I validate this, what it will provide me? It will provide me the results, right? These are the results. Now I am able to read it successfully. What is my next target? The next target is read this data. First target is done. Second thing is push this data or write this data into the external file or some other file with a different name. Correct? So now what I need is file writer. I have to push it to this. One thing you can understand is it is expecting a, what is this shape?
Triangle shape.
Yeah, binary. So diamond in the sense binary data. Can you connect this here? No. See, it is highlighting, but it is not picking anything. So now we have converted the data which is in binary to CSV, right? Now we have to convert the data which is in document to the binary now, because the file will have the contents or the data reading in a format of binary, which is nothing but diamond. So now I have to change the format from document to binary, right? For that, I need to use formatter. Use this. Are you able to understand? What I have done here is I have converted the binary data to documented data using the parsing option, the CSV parser. Now I have to convert the document which I was able to read to the other format, right? Like CSV format. Then only it will change the data from document to the binary. Okay. Now what I can do is I can join like this. See, it is able to link it because it does, these two has the same shape. Otherwise, I can just take it here, link it, save it. So now in the CSV formatter, what I can do is I can just, don't worry about this binary header properties. Don't worry about it. Okay. What we have to define is whether the output file needs to have a double quotes or not. Okay. the double quotes that we are speaking about. The actual file does not have any quote characters like double quotes. As we are formatting this file to another file name, so do you require the double quotes or not? Okay. For example, let's keep it. And the quote mode is, there are different options. Just remember that all we are using all. We will discuss further about the other options. Just remember that quote mode all, in the sense we are quoting the characters to every field. Okay, we are quoting the characters to every field. Okay, now I will keep the delimiter as comma itself. I don't want to change the delimiter also. Okay, write CSV header. Yes, click. It means I have a header coming up from source. So I want to keep this. If I uncheck this, the values will not be having, or the file will not have the header. I want to have my header back. So once I click on this, okay, I will get the file. The other inputs is this one, ignore empty stream. Earlier it has checked, we can check it or not. I have explained you what is ignore empty stream. Here also we can define the other options. Don't worry, we will let you know, you will let you know yourself in future sessions. And the snap execution is same. Okay, quote character, quote mode, which we have put it to all. The delimiter, okay, write CSV header, whether we have to use the CSV header or not. Ignore empty stream, do we require to ignore empty or not, if the input is empty or not? Yes. And snap execution, keep it as validate execute, because I will be validating it, I will not be executing it. Save it. So I have changed this property. Now I will change the format CSV. Format the CSV contents to binary data. Okay. I have provided the notes also. I don't require to change here anything. And file writer. In the file writer, write file, write CSV file. Okay. Now I will mention the name here. Updated employees.csv. So here I have provided the name, or the name that I want to write the data that I have read from employees.csv. So employees.csv is the actual file, but now I am generating the data that is there in a different file with a different name. Okay, there we have, or we are providing the file name. Okay, and there is this action, file action called overwrite, append, ignore, error. Overwrite in the sense, if we execute or validate multiple times with the same data, it will not create a new file. Instead, every time those records will be overwritten, or the data that is already there with the file will be overwritten again. Overwritten in the sense, you will not have the previous data, the new data will be there. That is called overwrite. Append in the sense, the data which is already there with the file, within the file, if there are 10 records, append, if we say append, for those 10 records, let's say in this run we have another 10 records. Those 10 records will get appended. Okay. If I put ignore, it will just ignore, it will not do anything. It will just ignore. If we say error, it will just error out this snap whenever there is this name file is available. So most of the times we will be playing around this overwrite and append, but 90% of the times the file will have, or the file writer option will have, is overwrite, because in the business logic, or in the normal customers scenario also, we will be overwriting the file whenever the same data is available. We don't want to duplicate the data, right? So in that case, we want to override the things. So 99% or 95% of the times, the data will be overwritten. Rare case, we will be using the append. In that case, what append will do is, it will try and add the current run records to the previous records. In the sense, previously, let's say there are 10 records or 20 records. In this run, there are around 50 records. It will try and append these 50 records at last. So the total file contents will be around 70 records, because earlier it is 20. Now it has appended that 50 records again to the file. Why? Because we have put this append option. Now 50 plus 20 is equal to 70. Ignore in the sense, if there is the same file, it will just ignore the file and it will create new one. And error, if there is a file like such, okay, it will just error out if it find out that same file. Okay, there are three options. Write empty file. Do you want to write an empty file? No. If selected, an empty file is written when the incoming binary document has a empty data. In the sense, if there is an empty data in the file or from the input snap, it will write or create an empty file. Okay, write header file. Do we need to require to write a header file or not? If checked, it will write a header file. Okay, in the sense, it will generate a different header file. The data file will be coming in a different file and the header file will be generating in a different file. There will be two files. Okay, we generally don't require this option because we want header and the data will be coming in the same file itself. That will be the general business logic or general customers use case. Okay, don't worry about the other options. Validate after write, number of retries, retry information. We will let you know in future. And there is this option called create directory if not present. Let's say I have given some directory. In the sense, in the local, we can provide, like, sample files column.csv. What I have done here is, I have told this file to be saved inside sample folder, and inside that sample folder there is files folder. Under that file, create this updated employees.csv. Okay, this will only work, okay, in two cases. One case is, if this folder structure is already available, it will go and generate that file. Let's say if this folder structure, in the sense, sample folder, under that there is this file folder, under that this CSV file. So in this structure, if this is not there, we have an option to create. If we click this, create directory if not present. So the mentioned directory is not present, then we can check this tick box and it will create this samples/files. This directory will be created by the Snaplogic itself, and we will be able to see this file inside that files folder. Okay, we will look at this in future. For now, we will be directly generating without any folder structure. Okay, and the other option is snap execution. You already know what are the three options that is available. Okay, in this we have spoken about file name, file action, write empty header, write header file, empty file, create directory if not present, snap execution. The other things we will let you know in future if they are required. If not, you can review yourself and you can let you know yourself. So once I save it, so now my complete use case has been done, which means I was able to read the file, parse the contents, format it again, and write it into a different file. So this is what my use case, and I am able to develop a pipeline. How am I able to identify the snaps based on the use case? One thing I need to understand is what is source and destination. Once I understand what is source and destination, if the source is binary and the target is also binary, I need parsing snaps and formatting snaps. Oh, in the sense, so if there is a diamond shapes, I have to have the formatters and parsings. If there is a documented shapes, I will have a different snaps. So everything depends on the source and targets that we require in our use case. That's how I was able to build a pipeline like this. Okay. Now our use case is done. What we will do is we will try and go and validate. It is validating and it has executed this also. So where can we see this file? We have to go to manager, save this. Can you see our different file? Updated employees.csv. This is the actual file. This is the file that we have generated. Can you see there is a different file size? I will let you know why there is a different file size. Do you remember we have put this double quotes option here, right? So the file will have double quotes in each and every column. That's where the file size has also changed from this to this. The only change that we have done from this file to this file is double quotes. If we can open and see, can you see the difference? This is what I am talking about, the code character. Every field or column will be separated or added a double quote. Okay. If we want to download it, click on this download. You don't require to click. You just need to click on this drop down, download. Okay. See, this is a CSV file. This has been generated, updated employees.csv. Okay. Can you see the difference? The difference is here we have added the double quotes to the actual file. Do you want to see the earlier file? This is the earlier file. Can you see the double quotes? The code characters that we have added earlier?
No, sir.
So that's it. Were you able to find any difference now? The only difference that we have done to this is adding a double quotes. Make sense? Any questions? We were able to complete our first use case. Okay. Very general use case or a basic use case of writing of data in one file to another file with a different file name. Any questions on this? Any questions? We have
Not yet, sir.
Manoj,
yeah.
in CSV parser, we need to, suppose you told me when we can delete from 3 lines, so you put in skip line 3, right? But I want to skip middle 3 lines, suppose 10 to 13 lines. Then
But you cannot do it within parser. You have to
yes,
write a different
and skip
logic.
line.
Yeah, you have to write a different logic for that. It will only skip the first starting rows actually.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to write a different logic for that. I mean, you need to identify how you can delete those 3 records in the middle based on business logic. Let's say those 3 records will have some column in common. Let's say there is a flag. Let's say with all the columns, there is an extra column also called flag. I want to skip all the records which has flag set to Y. So in that case, what you can do is you can use the specific snaps like routers or filters. If there is a flag called Y, don't send me to that output file. Okay. I will take this as a use case also. I will show you how we can do it. I'm just explaining you.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense. So this parsing option will only be able to skip lines from starting.
Okay. Manoj, once again, please repeat when we required account and not need to required account.
Okay. So when there is a file from local, in the sense from the Snaplogic, and you have the file available within the Snaplogic, you don't require an account. But let's say you have, I have told you that, or I have uploaded the file directly here in the Snaplogic earlier, right? But in general business use case or customers use case, will they be uploading the file to Snaplogic? No. What they will do is they will provide or put this file in some secured environment. And that secured environment will need a different authentication method or usernames and password. Then in that case, we have to go to that account and we have to create any one of these account, okay, according to our need. Then we will be able to see the contents of the file. Otherwise, we will not be. Okay.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Any more questions we have?
Yeah, actually, Manoj, I have a doubt. If I customize or rename the yeah, my target or
Hmm.
the source,
Hmm.
if I take an example, it's a read CSV. If I rename into write CSV, so at that case we have to confuse. So because of that case we have to identify only the shape, or
I,
any other option is there?
I actually did not get. Oh,
Uh,
if your question is, if I rename this to write CSV file,
yeah,
will people will get confused,
yes,
or people will not be able to understand, right? So
yeah,
these
I
two
think.
steps has same name. So as a developer, it's your responsibility that, okay, you
Mhm.
have to provide the correct notes what you are doing here, and at the same time it's your responsibility also to have the responsible name or the correct name according to the use case. It's just
Mm,
it's a basic need or your responsibility as a developer to keep it unique and have it in a sense where other persons can also be able to understand. You can have it any name, I can write it right also there, right?
mhm.
Does it
Yeah,
make any sense? No, right? So we have to name it accordingly also, but it's
and
not necessary that you have to have the same name, but
hmm,
as a responsibility we have to keep it unique and it should not get confused.
mhm. And can we customize the header and delimiter option also?
Yeah, you can do it. Delimiter, yes. Header, I don't think so. The
Mm,
delimiter, yes, you can change it to anything. If I keep it pipe, the data will have pipe. Make
okay,
sense?
okay, got it.
So Manoj, under the delimiter or like formatter, so is there any special character or is required, or we can
These
put
are
it
special
anything?
characters only. I mean,
Okay,
only special characters here. Or
okay.
you can make anything. I mean, I can put and also, or anything. But does it make any sense? That's what's matter actually. So
Yeah.
basically, the files will be in commas, and any special characters will be used in in a files basically to
Mhm.
So
separate the fields. To
yeah,
separate the fields.
if our file is CSV, it's comma separated values, so
Yeah,
delimiter should be a comma only.
it's not like that. Comma separated values. They have named it like this. The file may contain semicolon or colon or dot sometimes. We are not sure.
Okay.
It may be anything. Sometimes exclamation. It depends on the data, source of the data. Okay, it depends on that. You have to mention the delimiter. CSV parser and CSV formatters, the main
Hmm.
things are delimiters. Okay, based on that itself, it will divide the whole content into columns. Otherwise, it will not be able to. So in general, I will show you an example. Let's say I have a comma, but I expect semicolon. I said, as per the coding, what I said to the snap is divide the columns if and only if you see semicolon as a delimiter. Let's see what will happen in this case. Can you see
Hmm.
any difference? Can you see any difference? See, it has just given me as is in the file. It was not
Hmm.
able to separate because what I have done here, I have named a different delimiter, but source is giving me a different delimiter altogether. Right? Doesn't make sense. When I put it to comma, it will give me the actual or the correct result. See, it has separated all the fields and it is showing us the actual contents of the file.
So Manoj, you say earlier it's a CSV comma separated value is doesn't yeah mean that it's is the
It will
yeah
only
your
have the
data
comma, but it may have any other special
any
character.
other yes specialization. Okay, so at that case when we upload our file
Mhm.
we must go and see the separated one symbol.
Correct.
Mm,
Before developing your pipeline, go and validate your file. What is the separator? And
mm,
every record should have the same separator.
mm,
And let's say in your file, maybe there is a different combinations. That won't be the normal use case. 100% of them of the times, there won't be any use case like that, having first record as comma, second record as semicolon, third record as colon. Likewise, it will not happen. In that case, what we will do is we will mark this file as the you know non-used file. In the sense,
okay,
we
okay.
cannot use this file or it will not be useful for us, because the separator should be comma for each and every record in the file, even though with the header also. Otherwise,
Mm,
formatters or parsers will not work at all. It
mm,
will work on each record, otherwise it will fail. In that case, we'll just mark this file as not use, or we cannot use this file something.
okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Any more questions we have? So now we have validated. Okay. If we can see, I will just go and hover. Did I write the notes to this? No. Write the contents to the updated CSV file. Okay. Just see my cursor. If I hover on this, what are the things you are able to see? The pipeline name, the updated one. I have updated the notes, right? Can you see the notes somewhere here? Once I hover that on a pipeline on this snap, the notes I have updated here, it is showing me here, right? If I just hover like this, it is showing me that notes. So if I hover on this, it is showing me the notes. Can you see? If I hover on this, it is showing me the notes. So if I hover on this, it is showing me the notes that I have put it there. So if you can understand the purpose of this now, the only purpose is, without opening the snap, by reading the description that we have put it there in the info, the other person, or maybe you yourself, maybe in future, maybe after 1 year or somewhere, you have come to this pipeline to update something, you will be able to understand what you are doing within this snap. So the purpose of this snap notes is just to make you understand in future, right? If you are making any updates, that you have done this logic within this snap, and you will be writing those notes within this snap. Make sense? Any question? So that's the importance of the notes, right? You don't require to go and see the info every time. You just need to hover on the snap. You will be able to see the notes, right? Are you able to get the importance of notes, snap notes?
Yes.
Yeah. So I have showed you this validating option. Now what I will do is, I will just run this, execute this pipeline, execute. So first it has started, and then it has turned green. It means that it has ran the pipeline. So if I see the last updated time or created time of this is at 8:54. If I refresh this, can you see the last update? 9:10. So it means that the file has created now. I mean updated time, the file updated at this time. Make sense? If you can hover again, you will be able to see the what is the error. If there are any errors here, no. If there are any inputs to this snap, no. Output, yes. See, the output is giving in bytes because this is a binary snap. The output it is giving us in bytes. The whole size of the file is 3778 bytes, right? If you can do 3 into 1024, you will get in KBs. Okay, 1024. Okay, 1024. 3 into 1024, you will get it how many KBs. Make sense? And if I hover on this, does this snap has any errors? No. It is giving me the notes here. Does this snap have any input? Yes, one document. Size is 3778. If you can see the output, 50 documents, which means the file contains 50 records. Can you see any size here? No, because the output is document. It's not binary. If it is binary, you will be able to see the size, not the data. If it is document, you will be able to see the complete documents 50, not the size. Same goes here. Is there any error to this snap? No. How many are the inputs? 50 inputs it has. What is the output? 50. So what this snap is doing is taking those 50 documents and converting that into a single document. See, the size has also changed, 4798, because of that double quotes. Okay. Now I think we have updated. We will, for someone's use case, I will just update this. I'll show you a different example. Just run it again. Just to show you the whether it is able to give you a different delimiter or not. If you can see, just refresh this. The time has updated. If you can open the file, just a second. For some reason, file is not updating, but I will let you know this delimiter. It should update basically, but it is not updating. But for now, just remember that the use case that we have done till now, I will let you know in tomorrow's session why it is not updating. I'll just take a look and I will let you know in the tomorrow session. But for now, just remember that this is what our use case is. Okay, what we have to do in case of source and destination. Any questions on this? On this updating part, changing the delimiter and everything, I will let you know in tomorrow's session. But for now, were you able to understand?
Manoj, I mean, as we save the pipelines, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
just open that page
Which
after
one?
the saving. After the saving, like history of the pipeline.
You want me to save this?
No, no. After the saving, history of the pipeline. I mean, where we can see the files, multiple files. After the
Oh,
saving.
manager.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, like, can you show one more use cases like history of the particular pipeline? Suppose the existing one same, and like we want to add
This is
short
the
snap here.
existing one.
Like yes. So
This is the existing one. This is the
got it.
updated one.
Activity lock is there also, I think.
No, no,
No, no.
active.
I mean, I mean the existing one is same, and I want to add like short snap here. Okay. So I mean, or maybe we do the any updates. So every time I don't want to change the file names, just wanted to see the history, like whatever updates
If
will be
you don't
happen date
change the,
wise.
so as I said, if you don't change the pipeline name,
Yeah.
there is this
Yeah.
override option that we have put it there, right? The contents will be overwritten.
Yeah.
If you want to append the file, data to the file, you can just use this option. Okay. Then use the same file name, but the contents will be appended to the existing contents. You will have the same file, but the
Hmm.
contents will be appended.
I mean, we have a we wanted to do multiple updates in the file, right?
Hmm?
So after the after the intervals, like after 2 days, 2 months, 3 months, we update the files. So just I wanted to watch the same files within with the history, like what updates happens at what
No, that
time.
is not possible at all. See,
Okay.
you have the source. If you
Yeah.
want to have the same file name,
Mm-hmm.
you can have a date appended to
Mm-hmm.
this. So date will be changed every time, correct? So
Mm-hmm.
let's say in this case, I won't be renaming like this. For your instance, just for example, I'll just don't worry about anything what I'm doing here. Okay. So can you see this file name is same?
Okay. Yeah.
But what you have to do is the file name should be unique every time. For that case, what you have to do is you have kept the same name, but the date is
Mm-hmm.
different. Let's say in future
Mm-hmm.
you are trying to run it. Okay, in future at somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
file name will be same, but you are just appending the date. So that will be the only change. For this use case, what I have done is to give you different name altogether. I have updated like this. Okay, but any case you want to change the name or you want to have the original instance name, what you have to do is append the date. So that is another option you have.
Okay.
Make
I
sense?
got it. My point. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Any more questions we have, team? There is this dependency of append option. I will let you know in future sessions. We cannot use append every time. Append can only perform in some certain scenarios. Override is available for all the scenarios, but append has some the dependency. I will let you know in future. For now, don't just just remember that there is some dependency, but don't get confused yourself. Okay, just now try and remember about this override option itself that we are trying to play around here. Okay, don't worry about what I have done here also. I will take you through all this in future. Any more questions we have? Okay, use case 2. So this will be a homework for you all. Just note it down. Use case 2 homework for you all is read this CSV file. This CSV file, you can use the CSV file. I will share you this CSV file. Maybe you can take this and use the same file. And I want the contents to be written to two different files at the same time. Okay, my use case is I have one CSV file. Okay, I want my contents to be written in two different files now. I have shown you how to write it in single file. My use case 2 and the homework for you all is, the task for you all is one source two destinations. The destination is same, but I want two different file names in the manager.
Yes, sir.
One file as a source, okay, and give me two different targets, okay, in a different file. Our file name should be different. You can take any name. Maybe I will share you this file itself. Maybe we can play around with this file itself. So once you have the file, I want two different files in the manager. Okay. I may ask any one of you to share your screen tomorrow and show me the pipeline. Okay. I want everyone to do it and show me tomorrow. I may ask maybe 30 people or 40 people. I may pick any one of you to show me the pipeline. Okay. You have your trial accounts already available. Okay. I have showed you how to develop a pipeline, a source and target, and how we can decide source and targets. I will share you the file. Okay. Now what I want is, I want a use case to be developed by you, wherein we can read a file and push that file or create two files from that single file. The source and targets are file, no need of account and anything. You can use the same pipeline. Okay. You just need to do some additional changes to the pipeline. Okay. Are
Yes,
we
sir.
are we
Yes.
clear on the task?
Yes,
And
yes, sir.
tomorrow I
Yes.
may ask any one of you, and I will ask you to execute in the call itself. In first 15-20 minutes or 30 minutes, we will do this activity to let us understand how we will be able to see. Okay, for 15-20 minutes, I will ask any one of you to show me the pipeline, maybe few of you to show me the pipeline, how we did it. Okay, there are multiple ways which we can do, but give me your thought on this, on that, and show me the pipeline and build a pipeline for that.
And the file type should be CSV only, right?
Yes, same. don't
Hmm.
don't do anything additional. Okay, we will discuss about different files in future. Okay,
Okay.
just same pipeline. Don't worry about anything. Just give me two different files of same type, dot
Okay.
csv itself.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any more questions? So by this, I'll just take a halt on the session. So let me know. We have another 8 minutes left in our session. So let me know if you have any questions for this.
In chat, I think some question is there, Manoj.
Okay, just a second. Let me take a look. Can the double quotes? I think Rahul,
I have already discussed.
yeah, that is done. Can the double quotes be given only for the header line? No, we cannot do it. If we apply it, it will be all over the file.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. And in formatting, we can do something like this, but I will let you know in the future. We can only specify something for header or something, but that is different altogether, a different use case. Maybe in future we'll discuss on that. But just remember that all the file content should be in a sync.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Any questions, team?
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, sure.
Uh, Actually, I was trying to sign up on the mail.com,
Mhm.
but I was unable to make it because whenever I was trying to sign up, actually it took me to the mail help center. Every time I click on the sign up button, it takes me to the mail help center.
Okay.
Shall I show you right now?
Yeah, please.
I'm
Go ahead
sharing
and
my
share your
screen.
screen. Yeah, please.
Okay. But actually, I'm not allowed to share my screen here.
Oh, okay. Maybe do one thing. Please
Yes.
talk to Prashant. Prashant will assist you on that.
All right. I'll ask him.
Yeah. Prashant, please do the needful, please.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. Uh, any more questions, team? We still have 5 minutes left. I think if not, we can wind up this session, Prashant.
Yes, if team have any question, please ask. Otherwise, we can wind up call, right, Manoj?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, team.
So
Thank you,
Manoj,
Manoj.
Oh,
actually,
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
please.
can yeah, I would like to ask some in the header section. So in future we have yeah discuss this more, or it's a wonderful for today header section.
Yeah, yeah, please. Please go ahead with your question.
Actually, I have a doubt. In the header, if we all customize something, so in some case we have not supposed to see all the information. So at that case, we have to see only the first name and some of the filtration type into the header only.
Header in
So
the
can
sense
we do it?
in the final file, you mean, right?
Yeah.
I mean, let's say if there are 6 columns,
Hmm.
now let's say for some reason you want to see only first name, last name columns itself,
Right.
not the other thing. Yeah, you can do it.
Okay.
You can do it. So it's a task for you again. How you can do it?
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Let me know. I mean, we will discuss this anyway in our sessions. We
Hmm.
can do it. We can use one of the snap. You can just do your analysis on that before going to that. When this comes, I will ask you the question first. How can we
Okay.
do it? Okay.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Yes, we can do it. We have to use one specific snap. Just do your analysis on that.
Okay, I will find out.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Uh, if no questions, I think we can wind it up. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
Manoj.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
Manoj.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, Prashant bhai. Hello, Prashant bhai.